Good morning to everyone present here. On the behalf of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Maharashtra State Branch Students Forum, I, Sakshi Singh, Associate Public Health Officer, would like to welcome you all for a very interesting conversation with our guest, Dr. Prabhakar Shirodkar. Before we begin our conversation for today, I would like to share some information about the Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Maharashtra State Branch Students Forum. Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Maharashtra State Branch Students Forum is one of the chief segments of the Indian Pharmaceutical Association and has been the go-to platform for pharmacy students in the state of Maharashtra for decades. Under the auspices of this student-run organization, various budding pharmacists have united to harmonize their energies for exploring boundless avenues of the pharmaceutical sphere. The Indian Pharmaceutical Association Maharashtra State Branch Students Forum prevails in its efforts to promote the pharmacy profession due to the continuing support of its associated colleges, the pharmaceutical industry, and the Indian Pharmaceutical Association. We take immense pride in introducing our guest, Dr. Prabhakar Shirodkar. Sir has done his Master's in Science in Organic Chemistry and PhD from Institute of Science, Mumbai, and has 43 plus years of all-rounded experience of working in the education field of pharmacy. Sir has always enlightened the people with his knowledge and has 42 research publications and has presented 57 papers in total at IPA conferences. He has mentored 5 PhD students and 49 master's students in their projects. He has been awarded with the Indian Drugs Best Research Award in the discipline of pharmaceutical chemistry as potential anti-tumor agents in the year 2000 and Indian Drugs Manufacturers Association Best Research Award in the discipline of pharmaceutical chemistry as potential anti-tubercular agents in the year 2015 and the Best Discipline Award. He is a lifetime member of the Indian Pharmaceutical Association. We take immense pleasure in having such a dignitary with us today. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Ms. Anupama Nair, Joint Public Health Officer, and Mr. Raj Jain, cell member of the Sports Committee.
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for that great introduction. We welcome you, sir. So as Nelson Mandela rightly said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So with this, I would like to know more about you, like which place you belong to and where did you complete your schooling?
I come from Goa, that is Margao, Goa, South Goa. So there, you see, I was born and my education up to SSC, I carried at Margao in the model English school.
Okay.
After that, you see, during Portuguese rule, there was no facility of what you call education there, except in Portuguese. So we have to go to the Lisbon and other places. So naturally, see, I have to come to Bombay. You see, that is at that time this particular place was what is called under the rule of Portuguese. And when I came Bombay alone, you see, to give my SSC examination in Robert Money High School, you see, there I gave my examination and what you call Puna's SSC board, the declaration was done of my result on radio. Just imagine how much restriction was there for the education in Goa at that time. This is somewhere in 1957. Goa became independent in 1961. See, December month. See, after that, having what you call aspiration for the higher education, you see, I have to alone come to Mumbai, stay at Charni Road, you see, and then go to the what you call the suburban colleges because I came late and therefore education was not available. You see, I'm talking about the BSc examination, and see, I went to Andheri College. You see, There I studied up to BSc. After that, I joined MSc, Institute of Science, for my postdoctoral studies. I completed MSc with organic chemistry with specialization in synthetic drugs and synthetic drugs. See, after that, I was admitted for PhD in biochemistry. You see, and during that time, while I was doing my PhD, I have to take the classes of undergraduate student in Elphinstone College in chemistry, and also in Institute of Science for graduate students. See, that has developed liking for teaching the chemistry and teaching as such. After that, I joined PKM2 College of Pharmacy, you see, in 1974. And my work started in pharmacy thereafter.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing with us. It was indeed a delight to know about your journey, and also you are inspiring so many others like us. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
See, I had a passion for the higher education. I want to learn. See, that was my, what you call, passion, you see, for higher studies. I wanted, however, to become engineer, but I could not do that. But I, therefore, you see, studied in these classes like MSc and PhD I have to do.
That was
Sir,
great, sir, knowing your passion and you giving us motivation and highlighting the points.
Yeah.
Sir, now I would like to ask, like, do you have any unforgettable memory from your childhood?
Unforgettable memories of my
Yes.
childhood. You see, that is the, you see, the unforgettable memories meet my Margao, you see, the place where I stayed, all these, you know, because I was nearly 15 to 20 years in Bombay. So I was always wanting to go my native place. And that was the really, what do you call, my wishes to see my native place.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing. And also, I would like to ask, like, did you have any hobbies and interests, and do you still continue to indulge in them?
See, I got, see, as a sports, you know, I was a football player in Margao, school football player. Okay, there was a, what do you call, a football association, and in that, you know, we were playing. As far as the other thing is that interest is there, I am very much interested in my parapsychological studies, like Adhyatma, or what we refer to. So I am very much interested in those subjects, beside my, what do you call, MSc and PhD and pharmacy subjects.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We all have certain hobbies and interests, and we do still take time to continue them. And we even after having so much hectic schedules. That's great. I actually got to know that you were a football player. That was a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So thank you. So we'll now continue with the further professional questions.
Sir,
Yes.
what was the reason for you to choose this field as a career?
See, my all postdoctoral studies is carried in Institute of Science. As I told you, I have done MSc in organic chemistry with specialization in the drug and drug synthesis. That was a special paper. After that, I joined for PhD in biochemistry. And while doing biochemistry, you see, I have to teach the student in Elphinstone College, for example, as well as in the Institute of Science for inorganic and organic chemistry. See, with this background, I got the interest in the teaching, you see, especially in the chemistry subject. And that is why, you see, I when I joined what do you call PKM College of Pharmacy at Ulhasnagar at that time, you see, 1974. So I started taking lectures in uh, you see, pharmaceutical chemistry, biochemistry, analytical chemistry, and all those chemistries.
Yes, sir. Seeing your passion and enthusiasm towards organic chemistry and spreading knowledge about it, this career truly excites us, and to know about it more and learning the organic chemistry more about it.
Okay, sir. Next, I would like to ask, since you are so passionate about the chemistry subject, so can you share with us the very first project with your very first project, and why did you choose that topic?
You see, I had admitted a PhD student, you see, one Mr. Mogdum in KMK College of Pharmacy, and we have chosen anti-tumor drugs for the study of anti-tumor drugs. What happened? 1,2,4-triazole shows slight anti-tumor activity. Also, benzimidazole activity. So we combine some of the drug, some of the compounds, and we combine these both the moiety to form what is called 5-methoxy benzimidazole 2-eel. You see, what is called 4 alkyl or aryl derivative of 5-thione 3-ketone. These compounds were prepared. The most important compound was prepared when the substitution at 4 position was propyl group, and at 5 position benzimidazole we introduced methoxy group. We find that compound was very active. So we tested this compound. We sent it to what you call the Cancer Research Center at Kerala. There the compound was tested on the what you called cell line like Vero cells, KB cells, then 562 cells. All these cells were there. Of course, these cells. We see the inhibitory effect on this particular cell, and what are the survival rate of the cell after the what you call drug is given in this particular given to the cells. So we found very good results. And that particular the paper which was published in 2000 in Indian Drugs, you see, and we were awarded the best paper for that.
Thank you, sir. Like what I got to know is that you determined your perseverance to do that thing, and whatever efforts it could take to publish that, and whatever satisfaction you achieved after it. So it is commendable, and it truly does inspire us all. And it is also a delight to know about your journey, about your first project. So we'll move on to the next question.
So with 57 papers presented till date, can you share what challenges you faced when you were writing your very first paper?
See,
what suggestion do you have for aspiring writers? Yes, sir.
See, as far as I know, I feel it is very easy if you know the format, process, methodology of writing the papers. You see, these guidelines are generally given. So if you refer them and if you write the paper accordingly, it becomes a very easy thing. No, just to mention about the synthetic writing paper, synthesis, this one of the drugs. See, what I would like to say that when you are carrying out a research work, you see, you should have a sufficient data or sufficient study of this research paper, and you should do extensive literature survey of the topic that you have chosen for the research. Then you should have number of the compounds synthesized, so the experimental part can be written very well. You see, where you should also have what you call good structural activities of the compound synthesized, so that elucidation of structures of these compounds can be done very well. You see, if you have got the biological activity, the detailed biology studies of the activities can be done, and these detailed biological studies activities will give you what you call to write a proper analysis of the biological activity of that particular topic. So such as this, and this is just giving example because I'm teaching pharmaceutical chemistry. So this is the examples I have given you of the writing a synthetic paper. And these are the aspects where you have to see very carefully and then present the paper or publish the paper or write the thesis. All things will be covered up in this.
Yes, sir. What I got to know is before writing, we must we must get knowledge about that particular compound and have a proper research on it. And the way you turned all your challenges into opportunities is truly motivating for all of us. I'm sure this will definitely help us to improve more.
So since I am also interested to pursue research, still I'm not very sure like what subject or etc. But writing is a very like very important aspect when you write a research article, etc. So how important is it to have a good writing skill, and how can a student can improve them, like for me and others?
See, writing skill is very important. As you can consider the primary basis of one's learning and intellect. You see, that what you see that if you have got the skill in writing, you can have good communication and your what you call thinking ability. You understand? When you write the what you got things, you see, and if you have got a proper what you call skills in that will help you, you see, to what you call it communicate very well, you see, and then these this will also help you clearly and rapidly to write updates, events, projects, and other topics related. So students should do reading and do a lot of work, of reading of these projects and what you call research papers and other things. So they get eventually the ideas and they can write, there is no problem.
Okay, thank you, sir. Like even reading is a very important part, but
Yes,
sadly many do not read nowadays. So it is really an important part, and I have started reading so many books, articles, and also under my guidance of my teachers, I've started writing the articles as well. And I've recently discovered the importance of reading as also, and it has truly worked wonders for me. And I have to continue that. And your talk also inspired me to do better. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. If it is inspiring.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. And also there are many new researchers, and also their head researchers who guide them. So during your time as a research guide, what were some of the common problems faced by students, and how did you guide them to tackle it?
The most important part is the funding. Funding is a very important part because, for example, the person like me who is doing what you call projects in chemistry has to purchase the chemicals, good quality, acid quality and other type of chemicals. So money is required. So if you are writing a project like say CSIR, ICMR and other things and get the sanction of that particular project, then there is no problem as far as money is concerned. That is what I feel. Other things that are generally faced by the student are, see where the particular student is studying in which college is very important. So he has to do reference work. So we have to give them letters. College gives letters. You see, to go to say UDCT or IIT to refer for the what you call their reference work they have to finish, because reference is very important. If you finish total reference work, then you have done your 1/3 of the work of the thesis. That is what I presume, because there will not be the question of duplication or other part, as far as that particular research is, the topic is concerned. Second part is, you see, they have to go for the biological evolution, biological activities, if the compounds are synthesized. See, then not naturally all the facilities may not be there in the particular college. One has to go outside. Mumbai is a beautiful city where you can have number of what you call laboratories where this testing can be done. So we had to refer to those laboratories, and we ask the students for testing, and they are successful to get the testing work done in those laboratories, and they can incorporate it in their thesis. As far as the spectral data is concerned, is a very important thing. Spectral data, you have to determine of your synthesized compound. You have to go to the various institutes like say UDCT, IIT and other places where your spectral analysis are being done. And because that will be helping you for elucidation of the structures of the what you call compounds very well. Confirmation of compounds with say spectral data also very well. And that will be very useful for the student, you see, to remember.
So, sir, other than funding, knowledge matters a lot, and difference of various laboratories and other factors. So, have you ever worked in any laboratory in Mumbai, like as a research guide?
See, I had worked in Cayuse Research Laboratory before I joined for PhD and MSc. Cayuse Research Lab, after my MSc work, studies. That is CSIR laboratory. You see, we were doing the studies on, say, anti-diabetic drugs, you see there, and the animal studies, you see, that I remember. This was in the St. Xavier College, Cayuse Research Laboratory.
That was great knowing, sir. With the true mindset and practice, one will be able to overcome all the obstacles. We will certainly keep these points in our consideration for our future references.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Sir, we heard such a great introduction about you at the start, and you had so many achievements under your name. So can you share something that you feel the most memorable one? That you
See,
feel the
what
most
happened? See, my second term of life, that he joined principal of Rahul Dharkar College of Pharmacy, which is situated at Karzat, Raigad district. I joined as a principal. Though when my first batch of students, I got 92% of result. So still I wanted to have the better, you see, what you call academic result. Therefore, what I did is the next batch. See, this was somewhere in 10, 11. So next batch, 2010, 11. Next batch, what we did is we completed the full portion of the student before 25 to 20 days. You see, what after that, not only theory lectures, but also practicals. And then we gave them some time for preparation. And that special examination, you call it preliminary or pre-final examination was carried out. And before the what you call university examination, and the students appeared in university examination, and see, I was very surprised. So one of the students of my college, that is KGRD College, you see, was the topper in Bombay University student. So that was a very memorable, what you call, for me, because the standard of student that I get in the college and the life of the college, that is 4 to 5 years, will definitely encouraging and memorable.
Right, sir. Right. I mean, even now in this pandemic, we still struggle to complete. Teachers and the institutes are still struggling to complete the portion or whatever. And even we do not get much time before the exams to study. So that is a very, I would say, disadvantage. And you did a commendable job, like you completed the portion before 20-30 days earlier, and they got a ample amount of time to revise, to study more. And the person, that the guy who stood first, that I'm sure you would be the most proud, that was the most proudest moment for you at that time. And even he must have felt very satisfied and proud of himself as well. And that was commendable, sir.
Thank you.
As Anupama said that other like teachers are struggling to complete their portion, and many other fields are affected in their own ways. So, sir, how do you think this pandemic will impact the future of pharmacy as a career?
See, as far as pharmacy is concerned, pharmacy will be there, you see, in the India and elsewhere. And as far as mankind mankind is there on the earth, pharmacy will be there. And the growth of the pharmacy, if you see annually, it was 7 to 8% of the growth is every year of the pharmacy. Okay, the technology will definitely drive the innovations in the drug discoveries and what you call pharmaceutical productions in industries. You see, the most important classical example is what you call the production of the vaccine for this what you call COVID vaccine. You see, is one classic example where we find in a short time, you see, this synthesis being done. So our industrial, our pharmacy is very capable, what you call, in India, you see, that is what I feel. This field is very good.
That was very insightful to know, sir, that pharmacists will be there to serve always and to mankind. Getting to know the practical approaches and application for pharmacy opens our mind to new opportunities and also helps us to explore this more wisely.
Sir, as a follow-up question, I would like to ask, like, since we have lectures online in this pandemic, so we don't get much time to do practical experiments or anything. So we don't have much knowledge about practical applications. So how do you think it will affect their career as a pharmacist in future?
No, as far as I believe that this is for a short period, that this pandemic is there. And then once the vaccination is given to the student, I think everything will be, it may not be 100%, but things will be all right. Understand?
Yes.
And then this different other thing is that, you see, as I said, there is a growth of pharmacy, 5 to 10% every year. So we have got latest what you call technology from the globe in India. So you understand? And then the global industries like you see, Pfizer, Glaxo, Abbott, they are doing very good in India. And the multinationals like Sun Pharma, you see, Dr. Reddy's, Bicon. So these, they are what you call, they are making presence, or they are making their marks in what you call global, what you call, in international markets. So I think you should be encouraged. You see that this little problem is there for 2 years or so, because I understand that practicals are being affected. Practical is the backbone of this pharmacy, and that is being affected. So that will be taken care of when once the vaccination is given to the student. I think that everything is okay.
Right, sir. Right, sir. We do hope everything ends soon and we'll go back to again offline lectures and practicals as well. So I would like to also ask that how this pandemic has affected your field of work, you and your field.
See, I was retired in 2018. So I was not much affected. You understand? But that I was confined to the home because of the pandemic. That is the only problem.
Right, yeah, right. I really hope that this ends, everything ends soon and everything will be normal. So next question.
After graduating, sir, many of the new students move abroad for studies, and some of them also get settled there. So, what do you think? What is there any scope of pharmacy in India as well as abroad?
So that is what I answered. That I said that the industries are being doing very well in India and this one. As far as abroad is there, the students are going abroad. So vaccination. Supposing people are not getting clear on vaccination part, that is also being done. You see, and the students are still going abroad, and there also the COVID is there. In spite of these, the students are studying over there.
Yes, sir. Also, at your time, when you got graduated, did you got any opportunity to study abroad or work abroad?
No, I had a chances to go abroad, but I preferred to remain in the home. You see, and teach in my, because India is a very vast country, and I would like to here, instead of of course you will have a very good education abroad, other thing, but then you see today what is happening is those people who are going abroad, most of them they remain there only. They are not coming to India. So I felt that I should remain in India and serve.
That was nice to know that you stayed at home and you prefer choosing India rather than other countries.
Right,
So
sir.
next,
Like you came through, you struggled through your journey, and you are now here to inspire us all, to motivate us all, to guide us all. So lastly, what advice would you like to give us, but give the budding pharmacists?
See, I would advise all of you to embrace the change. Embrace the change. That is the advice. Second is that you should have what you call things to learn, in your special domain. You should new things to learn special domain and then keep update. And third thing is that you should your pharmaceutical subjects very well. You see, I understand, keep or add knowledge. And last of all, you see, you be inquisitive, question your status quo in personal, personal as well as, you see, professional life. That is what I would advise you people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll surely take down the notes, and I'm sure all the listeners out there will be taking down the notes as well and follow up your advice to your path to success. Thank you so much. And now, on that note, we now come to the end of this interview. It was a very great pleasure to have you here with us today. I now call upon Mr. Jugal Parasar, the Sports Secretary. Okay.
Before that, I would thank you very much for taking time, and to interview me. See, I can, you see, because of this, what happened, I know also the mind, what is going on in the minds of students. And from that point, see, I am also satisfied. I suppose I am satisfied to answer your question.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
it was a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. We gotten such an opportunity to interview with us. We actually learned so much from you. We got so many insights, and also interesting things about you. It was a very fun and learning session. Thank you. So now I would like to request Mr. Jugal Parasar, the Sports Secretary for the year 2021-22, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us. On behalf of IPMSBSF, I would like to thank Dr. Prabhakar Shirodkar for imparting his knowledge and expertise thus inspiring students by sharing his experiences. Thank you, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule and enlightening young minds. I am sure your valuable advice will inspire students to strive for success and achieve their goals, overcoming all the obstacles. We will be felicitating you with a Lifetime Achievement Award on the occasion of World Pharmacist Day on 25th September 2021 for your immense contribution to the field of pharmacy. Further, I would like to thank Dr. Anand Shedge, Vice President of IPA-MSB and mentor of IPA-MSB-SF, for presenting us with this wonderful opportunity. And as we conclude our program, let us thank our host, Mr. Raj Jain, and Ms. Anupama Nair for such an intriguing conversation, Ms. Navya Dutt for the presentation of slides, and Ms. Sakshi Singh for the wonderful introduction and starting the whole conversation on a very positive note. We hope you have a great and joyful year ahead. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.